Hello lovely people, in today's video I'm going to give you 10 things that I wish I knew before I started cycling, because cycling is a pretty weird sport. Okay, let's go! Number one is that cycling is really hard. Maybe that's obvious, maybe that's not, but it is properly hard. When you see the pros on the TV, they make it look so easy and effortless and graceful. When you see them in real life, it's just, you can't really believe that people are going that fast. But one thing to remember, do stick at it, because it doesn't get easier, but hopefully as you stay in the sport, put some more miles in, you do get a little bit faster. Number two is that cycling is going to improve your life. And not just in the ways that you expect. So obviously cycling has numerous health benefits. You can get fitter, but it also has benefits in terms of finding a new community, challenging yourself, going on new adventures, having new experiences, and really just finding yourself in so many ways. And I think that that's something I definitely didn't realise before I started cycling, is the bigger picture things, basically. Number three on the list that I didn't realise before I started cycling was how many unwritten rules there are. And that can apply to riding etiquette, race etiquette, just kind of weird little trends and fashions that cyclists have. I think, honestly, the debate about socks over or under leg warmers is always fiercely contested. Honestly, there's just so many little things. I remember when I first started cycling and I turned it to a time trial, one of my friends pinned their number on the front of their jersey, just like a runner would. And obviously in cycling, they pin the numbers on the back. But it's just those little funny things that you realise as you go and get more involved in the sport. But what I would say, don't let these kind of unwritten rules scare you away. Number four is that there are so many different types of cycling. You can go from road to gravel to mountain bike to BMX to downhill mountain bike to single speed to fixed gear to track bikes to Bromptons to electric bikes. There's so many bikes, it's kind of crazy. And with each of those bikes, there's a different type of fun to be had. So you can find your people, have new adventures, and ride all the bikes. Number five, we need to talk about cycling kit, because cycling kit, as you know, Lycra, it's not very fashionable, it's not very glamorous, and basically no one looks good in cycling kit. It's functional and it's meant to make you feel comfortable and be able to do the sport well, which is what matters. So don't worry about what you look like in cycling kit. The most important thing is comfort, obviously. Get yourself a good pair of cycling shorts, get on your bike and get cycling. You'll learn as you go. Number six is about a bike fit. So I would recommend to anyone before they properly get into cycling to have a bike fit. Your comfort and position on the bike is probably the most important thing to your success of sticking at it. Because if you're not comfortable, you're not going to do it. If you haven't bought a bike yet, that's the best time to go and get a bike fit, because a bike fitter can recommend to you what size frame you need, give you all the tips to make sure that you're comfortable and able to give yourself the best chance at sticking at cycling for the long haul. Number seven is that eating and drinking is huge in cycling. If you can work out your eating and drinking for any kind of cycling ride, race, anything, you are going to perform so much better and you're going to be so much happier. When I first started, I had numerous times where I would have the dreaded bonk, which is what cyclists call basically hunger flatting, not running out of carbs, running out of energy. And this is something that can happen quite a lot, especially with cycling. You're riding for 2, 3, 4, 5 hours. Sometimes it's so important that you're replenishing the energy that you've used during that effort. So for me, I change how much I eat depending on the intensity of the ride. If I'm riding harder, I eat more. If I'm riding more chill, I eat slightly less. But I'm probably still eating, even on an easy ride, around 60 grams of carbs per hour. I weigh about 60 kilograms, so that's how I roughly work it out for a kind of endurance ride. And I'm trying to drink about a bottle an hour when it's really hot. Sometimes I drink less, obviously. In the winter it's harder to drink, but hydration and staying topped up with fuel is a game changer, honestly. If you can not bonk on a ride, you're going to recover quicker, and also you're going to have just generally a better experience. And also, when you get back home from your ride, if you fueled and hydrated properly, you're not going to be raiding the fridge and needing to eat everything. That's what happens if you go into a massive deficit of energy. Your body's like, give me all the sugar, give me all the food. So you want to avoid that and eat and drink little and often, basically. So if you don't know how to ride, take a bottle, that's something I would really focus on when you start out, is learning to just feel safe and confident eating and drinking on the bike. It's going to make a big difference. Number 8 is to ride with as many different people as you possibly can when you first start out. Go to your local cycling club rides, go ride with different people, different walks of life, different ages, different friends. And you're going to learn a little bit from all of them. You can always pick up something from someone who is more experienced than you, less experienced than you, and it just makes you think about cycling in a different way. When I was super young, my local cycling club was invaluable to me, and I honestly think it had the biggest impact in me improving quickly and getting some really good advice. Obviously, you can get a lot of advice now online, through YouTube, through great websites, but can't be just hanging out at your local club. Number 9 is a very quick, very simple one. Don't wear your undies under your cycling shorts. That's not what you're meant to do. It's a common mistake for beginners, but basically the chamois in your shorts is meant to make direct contact with your booty, and if you've got underwear, the seams are going to cause chafing and just general discomfort. So sorry, ladies and jelly beans, just cycling shorts. It's going to be weird to start with, but it is so much more comfortable, honestly, and everyone does it. That's a little secret. And number 10, the final thing, is to bring all the spares and essentials with you. So money, charged phone, pump in your tube, stuff to fix your bike, rain cape maybe, food, drink. These are all things that you need with you on every single ride. And if you do ever get caught out, being able to call for help or even just call a taxi or something, having all the essentials with you is going to get you out of those sticky situations. So that's it for today's video. If you enjoyed it, be sure to hit the like button, subscribe for more cycling content, and if you want any more beginner tips, you can check out my beginner playlist up here. But that's it. Keep risking it for a biscuit, and I'll see you in the next video. Boop.